Hello, teacher. Good morning. My name is María Guadalupe Benítez Flores. I am currently studying the subject of advanced microbiology. Below, I will present three synoptic maps in which we will talk about the topics of virus, bacteria, and yeast. The first synoptic maps I will explain is of virus. What is it? Virus infect and live within the cells of living organisms. When viruses infect the cells of their host, they can cause disease because viruses can only multiply within and infect cells. They are understood to have no life of their own, a very simple microorganisms that infect cells and can cause disease. Size. There are long virus which measure 20 nanometers, like which there are large virus which span between 300 nanometers. The first characteristic that different virus from other microorganisms were size stem by their ability to pass through filters that they retain bacteria. Structure. A typical structure consists of a proactive quad protein called a capsid. It's shaped by iris from simple helix or isocoedral shapes to more complex structure with tiles. The chemical composition of virus is based on two main types of molecules: a nucleic acid that can be DNA or RNA, and a series of proteins that form the proactive convert enzymes which within the genetic material. Next, I will talk about bacteria. What is it? Bacteria are single-cell prokaryotic organisms from in almost every part of the earth. They are vital to the ecosystem of the planet. Some species can live in a really extreme condition of temperature or pressure. Classification. Bacteria can be classified in one of three basic ways: Shreps, cocci, rods, bacilli, and spiral or cells, spirochetes. Need for oxygen. Bacteria are also classified into two groups depending on whether they need oxygen to live and grow or not. Characteristic. Bacteria, like eukaryotic cells, have cytoplasm, ribosome, and a plant membrane. Bacterial cells. Traits that distinct bacteria from eukaryotic cells include circle nuclear DNA, lack of membrane, bone organelles, peptidoglycan, cells wall, and flagell. From identification, there are divided into positive gram and gram negative. There are transferred by means of conjugation, transduction, and reproduction, and their method of study is the molecular type, the culture in which the simple selective method can be used, among others. And finally, I will talk about yeast. What is it? Yeast are fungi that form pasticulons on culture media, mostly made up of isolated cells that are usually hierarchical, ovoid, ellipsoid, or enlobed. A few have head. Its dimensions range from 1 to 9 microns and the large from 1 to 20. Some of the genera are Candida. The genus Saccharomyces includes many different types of yeast and are part of the kingdom of fungi, reproduction, asexuality, tone fusion, cells identification. Thank you.